So I want to start with something beautiful that we create together. That's what we do when we create music and art. We take pieces of the world that are uglier than we wish they were and make them more beautiful. So I'm going to teach you a short melody. It happens to come from my cultural tradition. It could be anything though, really. It could be any melody. It could be bagpipes. It could be guitar. It could be sitar. Anything. So sing with me if you'd like. We'll come back to this brief melody at the end. If you don't want or you're not sure that you want, just join us as you will. Yai nai nai nai, yai nai nai nai, yai nai nai nai, yai nai nai nai, yai nai 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 nai, yai nai 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 nai, yai nai 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 nai. And back. Yai nai nai nai, yai nai nai nai, yai nai nai nai, yai nai nai nai, yai nai 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 nai, yai nai 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 nai, yai nai 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 nai. So, friends, we meet here today with our hearts filled with sorrow and compassion to mark the events of the past week. 2 bombings at the beloved Boston Marathon, at least 4 killed, over 100 wounded, in a series of acts that has caused us confusion, fear, and anger. This will be a humanist and secular gathering, which many of us here assembled decided to take it upon ourselves to organize, to mourn the terrible deaths of our neighbors, and to come together in solidarity with the injured and with all those who might have been affected in any way. My role is to officiate a brief ceremony to include all of you, those with many beliefs, none, those who consider themselves humanists, agnostics, atheists, non-religious, questioning. There will be a period of silence where you can reflect in any way that feels comfortable for you. On behalf of the other organizers here today, you'll hear from, you're all welcome. We're bound together in mourning the tragic, undeserved deaths of people who, though most of us didn't know them, seemed so much like so many of us, those we love. 8-year-old Martin Richard, 21-year-old Ling Jilu, 29-year-old Crystal Campbell, 26-year-old MIT police officer Sean Collier. Any death reminds us of other deaths, isn't it? And any tragedy reminds us all of the vulnerability and the preciousness of all life. So often as part of a memorial service for humanists and the non-religious, I might, were I in this role, begin by telling the story of the life of the person who's died. Celebrating them with honesty and sympathy. And I won't do that today. We've had a lot of time together and separately to reflect on those lives. I'll simply offer now that we're all part of the one human community. And we're all connected, directly or indirectly, with the life and death of each other. Death is the natural end of life. It comes to us all, early or late. For the victims of these attacks, death came too soon. To paraphrase the humanist leader Sherwin Wine, when death invades young lives, disrupting hopes and dreams, it adds anger to our fear. We cry out at the injustice of destiny and wait for answers that never seem to come. So we will have feelings of anger and fear and sorrow as we recover from this. It's quite normal. And we've learned that grief, in its many guises and affecting us in so many different ways, is not something to try to ignore. Rather, it's an acknowledgement that something precious has been lost, and that the expression of grief can help in adjustment to loss. Now, everyone's different in how we show or hide our feelings, and each of us here today has our own feelings about these tragic events. Maybe it felt impossible for you, like it did often for me, to find the right words these past few days. That's because there are no right words. We're here partly to say goodbye, and partly to express our love, admiration, and appreciation publicly for the kinds of people that we've just lost, and for the beautiful stories that we've all learned about this past week. Incredibly brave responses to injury, thousands upon thousands of people contributing millions of dollars to help those in need, additional thousands of first responders who risked their safety and worked collaboratively with the diverse millions of people who make up our metropolitan area's extended family to resolve a dangerous situation on Friday. You understand, we worked together, millions of us cooperated. Grief goes hand in hand with love, and only the unloved go unmourned, so it's okay to mourn. Let's look death in the face with honesty, with dignity, and some calmness, recognizing that some unhappiness is inherent in the human experience. It's not something we can take away, but that together we do have the resources to come to terms with that fact.